Good. I'm in here, host of our Conversation for Humanity today on Wonderful Wednesday. Welcome everyone to our Bringing Humanity Together live stream. This is one of the three open forums under the Bringing Humanity Together umbrella where people can discuss topics related to the workplace, humanity in the workplace in a very positive and constructive way. We want to know what the issues that are out there that people are facing because it is our goal to both work with employers and employees to bring humanity back into the workforce. And as always, we'll be always going live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all at 3 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Feel free to invite your friends, co-workers, family, our furry family members, whoever. We would love to have them a part of the conversation or even share the replay. And all you have to do is use the hashtag replay when you actually watch the replay. And of course, I am your host today. My name is Chris Berryman, coalition builder and founder of Bringing Humanity Together. And remember, every Tuesday, Share and Care with Sandy is hosted by Sandy Chernoff. I host Conversation for Humanity every Wednesday. And every Thursday, Carla Fedigan hosts Humanity Happy Hour. And as you jump on, whether it be on our Facebook business page, our YouTube channel, my personal LinkedIn Live page, our Twitter, please let us know where you're watching from, and we'd love to have that great and engaging conversation with you. So please reach out to us, and we would love to have that conversation with you. And as you jump on, feel free to comment into the chat or the place for you there, well, whatever platform you're on, and ask any questions, concerns, whatever topics. We would love to hear from you. And if you want to join the live stream, I was soon to drop the live stream in the LinkedIn Live here shortly. So today we'll be opening it up to the heartbeat of humanity today. So just to let you guys know, like I said, 10 people can join the chat, join the call at any given time, and we'll get more people through the conversation today if more people join on and everything like that. So we're just waiting. This is our meet and greet session. And there is Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing great on Wonderful Wednesday. How about you?
I'm doing great.
So you're actually evidently on mobile today.
I am on mobile today.
So you're mobiling along.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. So today we'll be opening it up to the heartbeat of humanity today. So when we get everyone starting the call at 3 o'clock and everything, we'll be rocking and rolling at 3 o'clock. So what good news do you have to share with us today? What's been going on in Lisa's world since last we spoke?
Not just working on the computer. Like I said, I've got the monitor hooked up now so I can actually use the computer most of the way.
Most of the way, yeah. And that's better than no way at all. And that's which is a good thing.
That's right.
Hello, Carla.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing great on this wonderful Wednesday. What good news can you share with us today?
I just got back from having breakfast with my dad.
And how's Dad doing today?
Huh?
I said, how's Dad doing today?
Oh, he's doing good. I took him to Cracker Barrel.
Oh, one of my favorite places. I love Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in a long time.
Talk about overfeeding you. He loved it. You know, the greatest thing that they ever did in terms of driving customers and stuff is they make you wait 15 to 20 minutes. And so you get a lot of time to kind of go shopping and have a little nostalgia of all the candies that you remember as a kid and the toys and the clothes. And I wanted to buy everything. But we had a good time.
Good marketing strategy.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah. He always has something for me to do. He said he wanted me to flip his mattress for him. Sure, Dad, I'll flip your mattress for you.
So what did you have to eat today?
I flipped the mattress, and then we went to breakfast.
But that's what I'm saying. What did you have to eat today there, Crackle Barrel?
Oh, what I had to eat today? Oh God. They should have had a snack portion, but I had their chicken and dumplings.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
I'm so full.
Ready
I
for a nap, huh?
love their honey chicken that it's a new dish that they just put out, but their honey chicken, oh God, love it.
Yeah. Well, like she was just like, okay, so with this you get 2 sides, and I said, can I get them to go? It was just, I was like, oh my God, no wonder there's a health issue in this country. It was just incredible. Yeah. Thank God I got the lunch size, but even that was too big. So it was fun though. He enjoyed it. That's all that counts.
Nice, nice.
Nice to get out with your dad like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it
he
is.
doesn't get to socialize a whole lot, and my daughter's coming back in town on Saturday, so
Oh, yay!
he's gonna drive up to my
Yeah.
house, and we're gonna cook on Sunday, and I think my son's gonna come over, and so I gave him the option. I said, we can pack it up and take it down there, or you can come on up, and he said, I want to get out of the house. So I said, okay, come on up. So
There you go. There you go. So what's your favorite place to eat at, Lisa?
Oh, that's a tough one. We eat out a lot. Probably my favorite place is the Mongolian barbecue place. It's
BD's?
BD's, yeah, Mongolian.
Oh, BD's. We have one here in Lakeland. I love it too. Oh, that's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's nice because you can put whatever veggies you want on it, whatever meat, and you can do a mix. So that's probably my favorite.
Nice, nice. That is awesome. The way it looks like, ladies, we might have some people jumping on at 3:00. I got some more notifications that people have accepted and they will be on shortly. So Tiffany may be here. As you know, Helen may be here. So that's going to be good. So we're going to, like I said, today, we're going to open it up to the Heartbeat of Humanity and hear from them of what they want to speak to today and see what really is on their mind and what's really moving in their world.
Yes, that'll be good.
And also, one day we're going to have to get Cosmo on the show.
I will when I'm down to 1 dog.
How's the other one?
He's doing good. He loves to walk the neighborhood like at 10 o'clock at night. So I did a mile and a half at 10 o'clock last night,
Oh, wow.
with both of my dogs, with both of the dogs. Yeah. So,
Yep.
but no, they're good. They're good.
Yeah, that picture that you sent me of Cosmo was just absolutely adorable.
What was that?
The picture of Cosmo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. This
He's a
mobile
character.
thing is different.
What's going on?
I almost dropped my phone here.
Oh no, don't do that.
Are you on your cell phone?
I am. I had a little snafu with the computer last night, and it's a laptop, and the hinge broke, and it's like bound up, and I can't open the screen, the top, very well, and so it's only a couple of months old, so I had to call HP, and they're going to send me a box to send it back so they can repair it, but I can't open it up all the way to use my camera.
Oh no.
So, and I actually had to hook a monitor up to it because I can't open the screen up completely to be able to use the laptop. So
well, I can see from your nose upward.
uh-oh.
See, okay, so you might want to back your phone back. There you go.
My arms aren't very long, so
Park it up next to a lamp or something.
that'll work.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I didn't think you wanted people looking up your nose.
No, not really.
Hi, this is Lisa from the Nose Up.
Exactly. It's funny because I have a little picture of myself, and it's like the whole, it's not just the nose up, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Maybe it's because of the layout Chris has it on.
But I will have to say, your picture on Facebook and Clubhouse, I do like.
Oh, thanks.
I do like that one.
That's the animated picture.
Oh, I haven't done an animated picture yet.
That's using Voila,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, the app. Yeah, something a little different.
Well, I know you can do like a cartoon image of yourself for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that was Facebook that had that. Yeah.
The avatar thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It picked up one of my pictures I had in my gallery of with me with a golf hat on, and I looked like a guy.
Uh-oh.
Because you couldn't see any of my hair,
Yeah, those things are funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have an avatar set up.
Yeah, those animated ones are kind of funny. You can choose if you want.
Uh-huh.
Whatever.
Well, this one actually just took a picture. It didn't have you create like the head and the eyes and the hair and all that kind of stuff. It just took it from an image.
Right. Yep. That's the way this one works too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So makes it nice.
And you'd be surprised what you can do now, because on some Samsung phones, they have augmented reality emojis that you can use when you're on a live call, and they have Star Wars ones.
Oh wow!
So, yeah. So when I think my wife has got the S21 Ultra, I'm a big Note guy, so I love the Note series. So I want to get me another Note. And if it has the updated version to it, I like to be able to have me as an Obi-Wan Kenobi or Yoda, or the big thing right now is the fad is the they call it the Child, which is from the Mandalorian. So that'll be the one.
That's great.
What fun.
Yes.
Amazing what you can do.
It is. You'd be surprised. And what's, I think what really started it off when it comes into the age of AR was Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a big thing back then.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they had the Pokemon cards and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
I never really understood the whole concept, why people were walking around with their phones looking for whatever it was they were looking for. And companies were putting up signs going, "This is not a Pokemon zone." And I'm like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, actually, that whole movement. It didn't last very long, but the kids were really getting into it. And
Well, the adults were too.
And adults, yes, they were. It was just crazy. They had people going all over in places there. I think
So
they
what were
stopped.
they looking for? I didn't understand.
I don't really know either. My son didn't do it. I didn't do it, but it was just crazy, the stuff that they did do is what you heard and read. People were going into crazy areas, getting hurt.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like a little scavenger hunt type deal.
Yeah, that's what it was.
If you found this, you got points or something. I think is the way it was, but I'm
I'll
not.
be right back. I'm going to go check on the dog. One of the dogs. Hold on.
All right, no worries. But yeah, that was a big fad because it took off real quick and then it just died off.
I know, it was crazy, very crazy.
Yeah.
But
so, yeah, I'm actually pretty big on PS4, PS5 kind of things. So that's my thing. I'm a big like you already know. I'm big on Star Wars, so Star Wars games and that kind of thing. I get into that. But when it came to Pokemon Go, my wife tried it out on her phone, and she got tired of it real quick.
Yeah, I think that's what people, they got tired of it real fast, but I don't know. I don't know what the big thing was about it. I mean, it was scavenger hunt type stuff, but I guess it was a way to get people out, instead of just on their phones or just on video games. It was kind of an interactive, an opportunity to get people interactive with one another, but it was interesting.
Hello, Tiffany. How are you doing today? We would love to have you on the show when you can. We would love to have you. Glad that you're here. We would like to hear from you. What's new in your neck of the woods, Tiffany? We would love to hear from you. Carla will be here shortly. And there she is. The dogs are okay. Can't hear you, Carla. Still can't hear you.
Okay. No, I had one dog looking at me like, hey, come on, come on, come on. And the other one, I didn't know where he was. So I had to go make sure everyone was present and accounted for. It's like having toddlers all over again.
And Tiffany is watching us now. And she says hi, Chris and Lisa. So Tiffany, if you can get on, we would love
Hey,
it.
Tiffany.
So Tiffany's here, and Lisa should be back shortly. So
it's just one of those days, huh?
Yeah, one of them days. So what kind of good news have we probably learned out from the week? So I'll throw it to you, Carla. What's some of the good news you've heard this week so far?
Good news out then.
Any good news?
My daughter's coming home on Saturday.
That's a good thing. That is a great thing.
Her dog will be happy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep. So, and then she's going to stay Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then drive back to DC on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
And start packing her house.
And she's moving? Where's she going to move to?
Zurich, Switzerland.
Oh, my word. So she'll be there till whenever?
Whenever.
Oh, man.
Until she goes to decide to open up another branch for them. Who knows?
Wow. So you've lived in Italy already and also in France.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how it is going to be for her to live in Switzerland.
Well, she realized that her French really stinks because she hasn't used it in so long. But my kids grew up speaking French. That was just their way of, these were, English was the words that they used at home, and these are how they dealt with other people out and about. And to them, it was vocabulary words. It wasn't a language that they had to translate. And so then they did that for 4 or 5 years. And because my daughter was born in France. And then when we moved to Italy in 1990, they just picked right up on Italian because those were words that you use with those people. So it's amazing how kids learn languages.
Nice. Helen is here. Hello, Helen.
Hey, Helen.
Join us live. We would love to hear from you. I had a great and engaging conversation with Helen this morning, and she's amazing. Helen, you got the mojo flowing. Absolutely, you do. So, Tiffany and Helen, we would love to hear from you. We want to hear the good news that's in your neck of the woods. So, we want to hear from you. And my good news for this week so far is I've had some great and engaging conversations with people. You can't get the link to work.
That is odd.
That is odd.
Does it have a slash at the end of it? Sometimes if you take that slash off at the end, forward slash off at the end, it'll work.
Yeah, we're having technical issues. Some people are not able to get on. Patrick's trying to get on, and
that's odd.
That is odd.
Because I got right on. Are they doing it through LinkedIn?
If it's done through the event page on LinkedIn, it should be the same exact link that's right here, and I'll put it in the LinkedIn Live comment section, which is the chat. So I'll copy it and everything. And Helen, Tiffany, if you're watching, just use this link, and it should work. Hopefully, it should work. It says event no longer available. Wow.
Well, that's weird.
That is weird.
Are they on today's event or yesterday's event?
Yeah, because I got kicked out and then I logged right back in using the LinkedIn link.
Yeah. The one that's in my events.
Wow. I'm sorry about that, Patrick and Helen, because that is weird. We've had issues with Restream before, and why that is, I've reached out to them numerous times, and that is weird.
But why is it we can get on and they can't? That's really stupid.
That's the question. Hello, Restream, if you're watching, can you please help bringing humanity together, get everybody on a call for Conversations for Humanity today? Wow. Like I said, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, because like I said, we've had these kind of issues before to where it was, yeah. So, but I will look to the positive with this. At least people are able to chime in on LinkedIn, or if they're on Facebook, at least they can be able to watch this on the replay. So it's still available. And in fact, what I'll do too is for everybody, this is our YouTube channel. Let me copy it here and put it on the LinkedIn Live. This is our YouTube channel. Please follow that YouTube channel, because that's the one you will get all the replays from every event that we've had. So that is our YouTube channel right there on the screen. That's the one that we do for, like I said, we actually have two YouTube channels, but right now that's the only one we use. But we have two of them. We have Conversations for Humanity, and then we also have the Bringing Humanity Together YouTube. So there's two YouTube channels attached to our organization. But no worries, we just keep moving forward and everything. So
okay, so you know what? When I just clicked on the link that you put in the post, and it comes right up on my cell phone on Restream, and I can join the conversation.
Wow.
I don't understand why they're not able to get on.
Maybe it could be a refreshing of their browser, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Again, like I said, Helen and Patrick, I'm so humble. I'm so sorry that you're going through that.
Wait. Hey, Patrick had said when I access the link above in the past messages, it says the event is finished. So the thing about Restream is that every time you get we go live, it's got a completely different link. It's not like your Google Meets, or it's not like your Zoom that you've got a standard number or a standard link that you could just go to. So click on this one that Chris just posted. Even though the little icon looks the same, it's a different link.
Mhm.
So it should make that one available.
It says waiting for host now. That's the first. That's what Helen just said.
Well,
Waiting for host now. That's weird. And like I said, I apologize, Helen and Patrick, for the technical issues. Why that's happening, who knows? But no worries. So Lisa, can you share some good news for the week in the middle of this week? What's been good for you so far?
let's see what's been good for me. Just happy to be alive, really.
That's a good thing. That it is.
I mean, it's a blessing to be alive every day and get up and, just be happy.
Right.
And healthy. I have no complaints.
Oh no, I don't have no complaints either. I'm so thankful and honored that I can take another day on this earth, another walk, another day to be able to go say, hey, I can go to work, be productive at work, go home, get on these calls with you guys, talk to people from around the world, whether it be on Clubhouse, whether it be on Zoom chats.
Exactly.
And Helen says that she's struggling last time, but can't remember how I got in.
Tell her I'll send her the link.
Yeah, go into the actual post, Carla, if you could, and share that link with Helen and Patrick, and hopefully
I just shared it with Patrick.
Okay. So, but like I said, I've been hearing a lot of good news today. Helen has really opened up my eyes to the mojo of humanity, and in fact, on that note, I'm gonna. It's not intended to be funny, but do you think humanity has lost its mojo when it comes to being in business today? Have we probably lost sight of why we're doing what we're doing?
So I think so in a lot of ways. I think there are some great companies out there that have their humanity mojo, if you will, going and continue to do so. But I think there's a lot of companies out there that need to refocus on the people aspect and all businesses, and unless you're not for profit, right? All businesses are there to make money, but it is about the people that we service and the people that work with us that really make the wheels turn, if you will, of our business.
Right.
So to me, that means, and not just for that, even if you're not for profit, you're servicing people, and I think the better you treat your people, the better your service is going to be.
Right. So when it comes to companies today, what would be the one thing that, if it was you, let's say, running a company, whether it be large or small, whatever that may look like, and I'll give it to both you ladies, what would be the one thing that you would start to creating that mojo for humanity and get that mojo back? What would be the one thing you would start first, Lisa?
Well, I mean, obviously, creating the mission, the vision, and values of the company is important, and ensuring that the right people were hired that aligned with the mission, vision, and values, I think is the number one thing that I would start with, obviously, besides having the products and services or whatnot that you offer. It would be to make sure that the people that were a part of the organization, that they had they were in alignment with that mission, the vision, and the values.
What say you, Carla?
I agree with that. And then I also think that you need to care about your employees. You have to really get to know them.
Yes.
Know what makes them tick. Know what their strengths are. There was somebody, I can't remember where I saw it. Somebody had posted, I think I do. I'll have to see if I can find it. They posted an article on the 7 things that the companies should be doing. And one of them was that they did a survey of all their employees about what interests them, what made them tick, how they worked best, how they felt motivated, those kind of things. And I think you just really have to get to know people and not just if you treat your employees like a number, you're going to treat your clients like a number.
And that reminds me that we need to get a hold of Stacy from Clubhouse.
Do what?
Stacy from Clubhouse.
Oh.
Have you seen her on Clubhouse recently?
She has been, but we need to reach out to her. Carla, you will love this lady. She is in the healthcare field. She works actually in a hospital. And she actually had a survey done on her department. And what was the numbers that she shared with us is like, I think her overall for the hospital it was like at 74%, but her department was at like almost 98% that actually was in the actual taking of the survey.
Yeah, the participation of the survey, her department was 98%, where the overall for the entire hospital was like 74%.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about that.
Yeah, and so it was after a change in management in her department that this happened. So the first few surveys that they did, the department was real similar to the rest of the organization. But the department leader changed and had more of a people focus. And when they did the survey the next time around, that department participated. 98% of the people in that department participated in the survey. And which meant there was one person that didn't participate. And so it was funny because she was like, I'd like to know who that person was.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why.
And it would be good to know, because you would want to find out what the reasoning was behind it, because maybe she wasn't there or something came up or the person wasn't there. So maybe they couldn't participate. Maybe it wasn't that they didn't want to participate. Maybe it was just they couldn't.
Right.
So it would be good to know.
Yeah. And like I said, we need to grab her. Like I said, we need to reach out to her. She is phenomenal. Her and Dale was just fabulous when we were on that Clubhouse call with them. Truly phenomenal. And Helen, I apologize yet again to both you and Patrick and anyone else who wants to join today. Why we're having issues with the LinkedIn Live, I apologize, because if these two great ladies can get on, I don't know why no one else is getting on. But Helen, we would love to hear from you. If you can just put it in the chat, that's fine. What's been the one good thing or multiple good things that's been for you this week? And we would love to hear from you, Helen and Patrick, on that. But yeah, that, like I said, you would love her. She works in a hospital. I mean, she was really engaged with us when we were talking with her.
She was.
Yeah, she is. She was really good, really good. So there's another thing that I want to bring to the table too when I think about it. How do we bring humanity into social media? How do we do that? What will be a good starting point when it comes to that humanity factor on social media?
The golden rule.
Oh, yeah.
treat others the way you want to be treated. Yes.
Let's
Well,
just go with that. That keeps it simple.
Yeah. And that really does boil down to that. I think, just being respectful and treating others the way you want to be treated. And I mean, that goes for any social media platform. It goes for, just your interactions on a daily basis with people in general. And, going to the grocery store or wherever you're going in the community, treating others the way you want to be treated goes a long way.
It does. It does. And there has been some social media dynamics that I've been in that when you're thinking that you're hearing from these said experts, which to me, I believe no one's an expert in everything. They just have maybe more knowledge, more expertise. Because to me, we're all experts in one way, shape, or form. But there's been some platforms that I've been on that they, for some other reason or another, and I don't know why, they almost feel like that they have all the answers to all the questions to whatever's out there.
Which platform are you talking about?
Well, there's a new one called Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And from what I've been hearing from a lot of people is that humanity factor in a lot of rooms is just not really there.
Are they like treating it like a podcast and they're the person in the know and that kind of thing? Or
I don't know.
They just flat out rude.
But see, I've gotten a lot of great feedback because just from our Conversation for Humanity group that we've established on Clubhouse, we got close to 200 people, and I've not been personally on Clubhouse not more than less than 3.5 months, and that says something. So when you can put out a message that resonates with people and they are drawn to it, and you're not like kind of controlling the narrative and that kind of thing, you just let everything free flowing, engaging with the conversation, and it resonates with people. That to me speaks volumes because I'm a big proponent about value. And if we can showcase value of where they want to go and who they want to be in touch with, that is really good. This is what Helen just said. Understanding that making time to hear people is never a waste of time. Treating people as equals. You're absolutely spot on with that, Helen. You're absolutely. And for me, I had to really learn how to get out my own way to that. Because when I was younger, I just thought I knew it all, had all the answers, and when in fact, I didn't have a clue. Yeah.
You didn't know what you didn't know.
Yeah, and that's why I had to say I'm going to let go of that, and I'm not going to fear it because that's why you guys are here. I've told you right up front. I don't know this kind of stuff about business. I don't know that stuff about business. I just have a vision. I have a path, and that. And even Helen today even said, Chris, you're far better at building a coalition and networking far better than me. And I'm like, well, you can do it. Anyone can do it. They just have to do that.
We all have our strengths that we bring to the table.
And Helen just says this. Everyone's contribution is valid and important. You're absolutely right, Helen. It is. And she also shares this. Give people the opportunity to share. Yes. Yes. What's your thoughts on that, Carla, of what Helen just said?
Like I said, we're probably thinking along the same lines, is that everybody has their contributions that they're bringing to the table. And that's what makes it a strong organization, when we can all support our strengths or be open to learning new things.
Exactly.
What we've all learned over the past several months, going down roads we never have been down before,
Exactly.
building on things, and being resourceful and being open to knowing we can't do it ourselves. Man is an island. We've got to work together and bring the strengths we have to the table, and be open to understanding and learning new things.
So let me ask you, ladies, this, and I also ask Patrick and Helen and Tiffany, who's watching. I was in a clubhouse room today, and I heard a gentleman say, "Do what is tried and proven and works, and just keep doing that." Now I gotta ask you, ladies, should we always go with the tried and proven method, or is there a different possibility and a different path that really can lead to the outcomes that we so not only seek in our lives, but in the lives of our fellow coworkers, partners, whatever that might be? What's your
I've got
thought?
a feedback. What was it he said, Chris?
That you have to at least do the tried and true method, whatever that might be. Keep with the stuff that works.
Well, you don't want to waste your time reinventing the wheel, but if you can tweak what works to be even better, why not?
Exactly.
Let's settle.
Right. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to reinvent the wheel or create a new wheel, if you will, but taking what's already worked and then tweaking it, because for one, it's not going to be the same for everyone. And so what works for one may not work for the other, but through your team's strengths and working through those, things that you need to do, focusing on the strengths of each individual and building that path, what works best for your organization, because it could be different for every organization in a sense.
Right.
I like what Helen says here about make everyone feel safe to take risk and make mistakes. Well, you can stick with the tried and true to some point, but sometimes you've got to get out of your comfort zone and try new things and make mistakes and take risks.
Right, but the atmosphere needs to be open to that. Otherwise, people are not going to try, and then the innovation is stifled there, because if people are afraid to try because the environment is not open to it, then because some people are going to push through anyways, but other people are going to hold back because the atmosphere isn't right for that. And so like Helen says, we have to have that atmosphere that's open to innovation, taking risks, to be able to think outside of the box, because if you don't think outside of the box, there could be things you're missing.
Yeah. Well, I like it when leadership will basically allow that to happen and say, okay, so we've got this particular suggestion. Let's think this through. Let's think of the pros and the cons and the good and the bad and the consequences of what we do. And maybe in number one, people feel like they're being heard and listened to, and realizing that it may not be the best situation, but in sharing that, you might have somebody go, well, that sounds great. We're going to hit this roadblock down here to avoid that roadblock. Why don't we tweak this right here to where we don't have that problem later on? And then it just grows and develops. And that is when leadership allows everyone to have a stake in what's going on and going out and allowing people to think outside the box.
Right. And this is what Helen just shared on these two things. She says, always ask the people who are actually doing the job. And she says, Take advantage of new staff who sees things with a fresh set of eyes.
That reminds me of when back in 1983, when I moved to Houston, Texas, and I was a fairly new nurse at that time, a couple of years in, and I'd gone from a teaching hospital to a private hospital, and I made a suggestion for improvement, and somebody says, "We don't do that around here." What do you mean? We don't make suggestions around here. We're told what to do.
Oh.
Wow.
Did you turn around and walk out?
No, I was young and stupid.
Right. Well, and sometimes
My 60-year-old self would have said to hell with this and walked out. Yeah. But my 20-something-year-old self did not do that.
Right,
No.
you fell in line.
No, I was happy with $14 an hour.
Right, but you fell in line, and
Oh yeah.
and that's the atmosphere that stifles innovation, and that's what you don't want.
Yeah.
And that's what Helen just said. Existing staff can get stuck into it's the way we've always done kind of mindset and attitude. Why go down that road? And see, I just know what we're building here is maybe something totally unique and different.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's getting back to those simple, basic principles of what we stand for as people. I mean, it's like what most companies have done for eons is they will build said building, put products and services out, and then hope to gain a following and create that revenue to impact or impact to revenue, however that might work for them. But I've always seen it where I want to build the following now. Hear from the heartbeat of humanity now. Find where humanity really wants to go, what they want to have, what they need, what they are calling for. And if we hear them and we truly listen to them intently and with intentionality to say, hey, this is something that's going to work good for you. If you can lead with your humanity every day in every way, let others express their humanity in their own unique way, it's going to not only affect the bottom line, it's going to create that value add that's going to far supersede that very money that you give them each and every single day. And I truly believe that. To me, that's going to be the next currency of humanity, ladies. It's that very value. Once we show them that they are actually king of the world, or queen of the world, whatever you want to call it, they matter. Oh man! I have to go back to this, and I'm gonna pull it up here in just a second because it's one of my favorite quotes from John C. Maxwell, and it's the one that he says, and I have to go pull it up on LinkedIn. Here we go. John C. Maxwell. Where you're at. There we go. Pull it up. Get rid of that window. There we go. And here we go. We're going to share something, ladies and gentlemen, that I think is, like I said, is one of the best quotes ever, and I truly believe in it. And it's something that, like I said, really resonates with me. It says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that comes from none other than John C. Maxwell. And I truly believe in that. And Helen just says this: leaders need to trust employees, want the best for the company instead of thinking that they don't really care. Because in my experience, people do care. And she just said this as well, especially when they feel cared for. You're absolutely right, Helen. You absolutely are 100% right. And see, that goes to back about our very humanity that's interconnected to each other. We are, by very definition, if you want my honest opinion, We're already there. Let me ask you this, Lisa and Carla. Who do you think are the two most the two most ways that really prevents us to moving forward in our human development? Can you name me at least two things that you know of that could say, "Hey, this is why I'm not getting where I need to go"? What would those two things be?
Oh,
Self-doubt,
yeah. Self-confident or lack.
limited beliefs.
Yeah. And I would say biases. I think we have biases about things, and we don't realize we have them. And so I think being aware, self-aware, or aware of those biases, I think can help us move forward in treating people, with respect and dignity. I'm not saying everyone has them or isn't aware of them, but I think a lot of people have them and just aren't aware of them, that they're biases. And so the more aware we are, it's like, you go into an interview with someone and you immediately get an idea of who they are based on either what they look like or, who they remind you of or
What's on
something.
their resume?
Yeah, again, I think your biases kind of shadow sometimes, and you have to be careful of those biases if you want to make a honest, evaluation, especially in interviews. And I'm just using my experience from interviewing with different people and things like that. They start talking or they say something that maybe causes some sort of a bias, and that bias can cause you to make a decision that is maybe in the wrong way. So I think that happens in everyday life too. You come from that side of town, or people do it all the time. And again, I think sometimes we're just not aware of them, and so that it's something that's done without even thinking about it sometimes. So the more aware you can be about those things, the less you will let that type of a bias or biases overshadow your thinking.
Well, I just love what Helen just said here. Personal growth is challenging, and people are afraid to be vulnerable. And she also says this: vulnerability breeds creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is amazing, Helen. That really is. And for me, there's two things that show up to me that really, I say, puts us in the path of not getting where we need to go. Number one, we do it to ourselves more often than we really realize. We put our own barriers up, whatever that might be. We do it to ourselves. We shoot ourselves in the foot far too often. But then the other one is people start talking in our heads and get into our heads saying that we can't do this or we can't do that or you shouldn't do this. Oh, it's a tried and true method. We've been doing that for years. We can't do something new. No, you can't do that, Chris. Those are the two things that really show up to me. And to me, that not only does that stop me, that will stop Carla, that will stop Sandy, that will stop Lisa, that will start Helen, that will start Patrick, that will start it would be a dead stop for everybody. And she just shared this. Leaders need to show vulnerability to others. It is safe to do so. Wow. What's your thought on that, ladies?
I agree. People need to know that you're human as a leader, that it goes a long way. You mess up, you just admit, hey, I messed up and we're going to move on from this. I mean, it's just one of those things that you need to do as a leader and really just as a human to human. Yeah. I messed up. So let's fix it. Let's move forward. There's really mistakes happen. We're all human. And that's just a normal part of being human, right? We make mistakes.
Well, you
Our
can't
biggest
turn that fact
lesson-
that you make a mistake into, I can't do this. I can't do anything right. I can't do this. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about that. You have to say, I may not know everything, and I know I don't know everything. Yes, I do make mistakes. I give myself grace because other people have given me grace, and I am open to learning new things.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. I gotta find it, but there is a YouTube video that I'm a strong proponent on. And it comes from Rocky Balboa, I believe is one of the ones that
Is that like Yo, Adrian?
it's not Yo Adrian, but it's the one he actually was talking to his son in the movie. In fact, I'm getting ready to play the YouTube video now because it's like I said, really powerful and it speaks to. He said Sylvester Stallone says it all in less than 4 minutes about how to keep moving forward. And here it is. This is what he says. People see me, but they think of you. Now with all this going on, it's going to be worse than ever. It don't have to be. No, sure it does. Why? You got a lot going on, kid. Well, my last name? That's the reason I got a decent job. That's the reason why people deal with me in the first place. Now I start to get a little ahead. I start to get a little something for myself. And this happens. Now I'm asking you as a favor not to go through this, okay? This is only going to end up bad for you. It's going to end up bad for me. You think I'm hurting you? Yeah, in a way you are. The last thing I ever wanted to do. You know this is not what you want to do. That's the way it is. Don't you care what people think? Doesn't it bother you that people are making you out to be a joke and that I'm going to be included in that? Do you think that's right? Do you? We used to sit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's going to be the best kid in the world. This kid's going to be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good, wonderful. It was great just watching every day was like a privilege. The time come for you to be your own man, take on the world that you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, being a nobody, is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not point fingers. You ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Flowers for that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. That is one of the most powerful messages I've ever heard in my life. And that's how life is. I literally got goosebumps by that. And that really, we have to keep moving forward. We really do. Um, People mostly want to help. You're absolutely right, Helen. And helping feels great. It does. But it's the smallest things that we can do that can lead to the greatest impact, not only in our lives,
Mhm.
but the lives of others.
That's right.
just think, we started as a little baby, and look where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
If we're
Exactly.
willing to take that first step into the journey of 1,000 steps, I dare to say, what can we not do? You know,
Mhm.
we're as either as weak as or strong as if we deem ourselves to be that. So if we deem ourselves weak, we will be weak. If we deem ourselves strong, we will be strong.
Mhm.
Leaders should encourage people not to dictate to them. Now that I think that goes into the realm of probably what micromanaging to a certain extent. What's your thoughts on that?
Goes into the realm of what?
Micromanaging.
Micromanaging. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lisa. You were gonna.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I think it does.
No one likes a micromanager.
No.
Nobody needs to be told how to breathe.
Exactly.
So should we have people who lead, or should we have people who dictate?
Lead, for sure.
That's a crazy question, Chris, to us. Come on. You really think we would have said dictate? Heck no. You know?
And people will respond better to a leader instead of a dictator.
Well, I think that if you have to micromanage, you haven't really gotten your message out there to begin with, to where you have to go back and micromanage.
Or you don't have the right people for
Or you
what
don't have the right people for the job.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like
Herding cats.
right. But also you got to think about it too as well. For probably eons, when we've hired people to join organizations across this planet, we've done it in the guessing mode. We're just hoping to God that what they say to us on that resume, or they say to us, hey, I can do X, X, and X, whatever that might be, and hope to pray to God that everything goes well. But I said to myself many years ago, ladies, that I knew there was a better way. If we get to know the people now, find out what their missions, passions, purpose, callings is it in alignment with what the organization is about? Does the principles and values align with my principles and values? And if you can do it from that point moving forward, you don't have to throw mud on the lawns and hope to God it's going to stick. You can know somebody is going to do their job, do their part, do what they say they're going to do, and everything. This is what Helen just said. I have always employed people who are better than me at their job, and I saw my job as supporting them to do their best and making them feel great. Wow, that's a true sign of a leader. And that's
Exactly.
and she just says, I look after my people, they look after the business, customers, products, etc. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, you're absolutely right. In fact, there was a what was it? A great one from Sir Richard Branson. I got to figure out. There's one that I remember that's on here that I have the way he says about if you treat your employees well, they treat your customers well. I think that's the extent of what it was. I think that's pretty much what sums up what she just said. Because if you just treat everybody like they should be treated, it goes up and down the line. And Helen just said it used to be customer is king, but I think it should be the employee is king. What's your thoughts on that, ladies?
Well, like
Well,
I've always said, you should treat your employees as well as you treat your customers.
Well,
Yeah.
from an HR perspective, your employees are your customers.
Well, that's a good point.
But yeah,
And
well,
honestly, a leader should think that too, that your people are your customers, because that's why you're there. A leader is there to lead that team. And so that team is their customers, or are their customers. And so if you're customer service or customer oriented, which most organizations are focused on their customer, your people that work for you, if you're in HR, you're a leader, if you're a supervisor even, your people are your customers. And so therein lies a full circle of customer support to to the people that are then servicing the external customers. So you have to take care of your customers. And again, your customers for leaders and HR and, the internal organization who are there to support the people or the operation, you are there to service your customer, which is your employees. And so if more people looked at it that way, right, there would be more humanity in the workplace.
Mm-hmm. What comes to mind for me is like customer service surveys. And so I think that's where sometimes the idea of putting your customer first comes from. That we're there to service the customer, of course, but and you do the survey and hey, we'd like 10 out of 10 on all these points, and if not, we'd love to talk to you about it, yada yada yada. Nobody sees what a corporation is doing, hopefully, to treat their employees, you say, like customers. You don't see that behind the scenes. You get an email, you fill it out for the car company that worked on your car, and you send it back in, and you don't give the employees a second thought other than, hey, he was really great. He was a really nice guy,
Right. But I think the external customer would have a better experience if their internal customers are taken care of. And so you can do the same thing for your employees and, surveys and things like that to find out how are we doing? How are we servicing you, internal customers? And what can we do to make your experience better?
Well, I don't think a lot of people or companies think of that. Well, they think of their customer that's allowing them to make a revenue to where they can have employees to service their customers. They don't necessarily think of how are we doing in terms of treating our employees as customers. I've never heard that concept before.
Well,
it's really.
Go ahead, Lisa.
No, I was just going to say it really is a concept that's been around in HR for a long time, at least in my experience, but not every function in the business thinks their internal customers, their employees are their internal customers. And by all rights, in a sense, I mean, operations employees are there to do a job, right? A good operations person or group will say, yeah, these are the people we need to focus on because they're the ones that are making the wheels turn in this company, right? They're the ones getting the product out, and without these employees, I mean, I've heard it a lot from operations. These are our employees. These are the ones that that make it so we have a job.
Yeah.
Well. Them.
It's fortunate to work for companies like that because I know in healthcare, they give you an exit interview when you decide to leave, and it's like, well, where have you been the past few years, caring about what's been going on?
Well, in most organizations, I think focus on the stuff they have to, so there's such a thing as called a stay interview now, and not a lot of companies are doing this, and they should be, because they, like you said, Carla, when someone leaves, we want to find out, well, how did we do? How could we have kept you? Then we survey them. It shouldn't be then. We shouldn't wait till they're leaving. We should do it while they're still with us, and maybe we would have less people leaving our organization. If we could find out why are you here and how can we make your life better?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we should go into stay interviews and promise the world, because there might be things that somebody asked for that we just can't do. But, you know, we need to understand why people are there. Why are they there, and what can we do to keep them? You
Well,
know,
if there's something that can't be done, you explain to them why it can't be done, because it may be some reason that they've never even given thought to. Maybe it's something that they want on a personal level, but they don't understand how it can't happen globally. And that fosters transparency that, look, we're being open and honest with you. This is why that we love the idea. We wish it would work, but it's not going to work on a global level for the entire organization because of X, Y, and Z.
exactly. And there could be constraints to your schedule or whatever in manufacturing or whatever it is that you just can't accommodate. But I think just the act of finding out what makes you happy and what would make you happier, you know, you're trying to find out who they are and what makes them happy. And you find incentives or things that you could do that maybe you can't change their schedule, but maybe we can do this. And that gives, like you said, Carla, the feeling of, hey, transparency, and the feeling of you care about me enough to talk to me before I leave.
Right.
And
yeah.
Right. And so I think more companies, I'm actually reading a book about stay interviews right now. And it's very interesting, some of the concepts. And so maybe I'll write an article about it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It would be great to see more of that.
Yeah.
I think more companies need to focus in, and, you know, we could offer stay interviews for companies.
Yeah. Well, I think instead of asking us what our short and long-term goals are for the year when we're fighting for a 2% raise, why don't you ask us what we like about what we're doing and what we don't like, and what suggestions we have for change?
Right.
Exactly.
And Helen just brought up a huge gold nugget here. Appreciation costs nothing and means everything. You're absolutely right, Helen. You're so spot on.
Yeah, just taking the time to truly appreciate someone and make it meaningful. I mean, it is meaningful in general, but, you know, appreciating people and the things that they're doing goes a long ways.
It does. And see, that comes back to value. If people know that they're being valued and it's tangible to them, and they know it in their heart of hearts, and they feel it's in their bones, they will go to the ends of the earth for whoever they're working with. They will. And I know that. It's just if they are willing to, you know, like I said, do that with them. And just what Helen just said, I suppose it means some companies would have to deal with the inequities that exist, and I don't want to be I don't want to be
They don't want to be transparent. Okay.
Because it's obvious and unfair, but it benefits the company. What's your thought on that, ladies?
I'd love to see an example.
Well, I think what Helen is saying is that there's some companies out there that don't want to be transparent because they realize there are inequities in what they're doing, or they're afraid someone may see it as an inequity.
Right.
So I just, from my experience in organizations and in the HR realm, you know, sometimes, yeah, companies are afraid to be too transparent because not everyone will understand why you did this versus that. And so as organizations, they need to just be smarter about how we communicate things so that people are in the know. And sometimes there are things that you can't share, you know, with others. It's, you know, there are some things that are just protected by law or whatever that you can't share, but I think if you carefully think about what you're doing and what you want to communicate and trying to keep people in the know on things, I think you can craft a message that gives people what they need without giving away what you can't give out, So that's my guess anyways, based on what she said.
Yeah, I just looked at Helen's reply. An example like Amazon boss is a billionaire and the staff are paid minimum wage. The way I look at that is, I don't know if all that came from Amazon. I'm sure a large portion of it did, but I have a choice as to whether I work there or not. I have a choice whether I support Amazon or not.
Right.
I find that yes, there is a disparity between the owner of the company making billions of dollars and then paying minimum wage to his employees. Well, I can go somewhere else and work somewhere else for more. And so I think that people need to march to their feet and make those, get out of their comfort zone and realize their worth and go, I'm not going to work for minimum wage like that. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go create something on my own to where I don't have to worry about minimum wage. I don't have to worry about fighting for vacation. I don't have to worry about trading time for money and working 2 and 3 jobs. Is it scary? Yeah. But you get out of your comfort zone and you do it. And you take a stand on what you believe.
Right.
And Helen just says this: not everyone feels that they can do that.
I know.
Well, and there can be constraints that might cause them to not be able to do that. But if it's truly something you're unhappy with, life is short and you need to, like Carla said, get out of your comfort zone if it's something you're truly unhappy with. But I agree with Helen in that depending on your profit margins, and you need to look at how can I share this with employees to help make their lives better. But it's kind of twofold there.
Yeah, there's always a fine balance. You got to understand that balance to where it's really within the alignment. Again, alignment. If we get in that alignment to where when we build that field of dreams, and we know when we build it, they will come, everything will have a natural byproduct effect after that. The growth, the thriving, the revenue, the potential for more people to be a part of it. I mean, everything comes from that standpoint outwardly. And if we can embrace that, everything will have a natural way of knowing where it needs to go. And you just can't force that. And if you if you let people embrace their own destiny and they choose that path for them and them alone, and you can be that guide with them, that will even be better in more ways than you can possibly imagine. It'd be exponential and like the business probably in that scene in probably decades. If they embrace what people really want to do, let them be you. Say, hey, we let you be you. You do what you want to do. So I just don't know if I could sleep at night with such inequality. Yeah, Helen, I get that. But see, we can be the people who take charge of our destiny. Just like what Carla said, if you want to get out, you say, I don't want to fight for the time off, fight for the vacation. Go out and see what you're worth. Go out, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's like with me right now, building this organization with these great ladies, and Patrick and Sandy and so many others. We know what's really on the end. We see that light in the end of the tunnel. We know what's going to be there. It's going to be a bumpy road. Yeah, it will be. Will it be good? We definitely know it will be. But there's going to be those things that we know that going to bring us together that like you just said, Helen, the gap is so great. Yeah, that gap is going to be there. We understand that. So
But where do you draw the line? Where does that inequality stop? I mean, like the last company I worked for, I don't know how much they were worth. I'm
right,
sure it was well, I won't even go there, but they were bringing in money, plenty of it. Okay. And I was working 50, 60 hours a week, getting paid for 40. And I knew my worth. And what I was doing wasn't fulfilling me.
right,
And leaving was not easy, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
right.
Now, I'm not sitting on a pot of gold right now, but it's those other things in life that are important. You know, that you can sleep at night, you can pay your bills. You know, I'm not one of these extravagant people. You can see most days I'm sitting around in workout wear. I dressed up today for golf, you know, but you know, I don't want a huge mansion. I don't need as my parents would say, you trade in cars because the ashtrays get full. These days people don't smoke, but you know, I don't trade in my car just because it's got 50 to 100,000 miles. You know, I'm not like that, you know. It's those other things in life that are more important to me than that paycheck.
So your call to action would be is just be happy of where you really want to go and
Find
enjoy
your
that.
happiness. Treat each other with kindness and respect. Follow the golden rule and know your worth. 3 things.
There you go. What about you, Lisa? What would be the call to action for you?
Oh, let's see. Call to action for me. Just be happy, you know. Find that happy place in your life and be happy. Life is short.
Yep,
Yep,
but it is.
it is.
And my call to action is just be you. Don't let no one else define you. Don't let no other company tell you who you should or should not be. Just be you. You and you alone are the one who can determine the course and the chart that you set on that course for your journey, your destiny. You're the captain of your own ship.
Yeah. And if that journey is not bringing you joy and happiness in your life, you need to take a long, hard look at what will.
Exactly.
Is it going to come overnight? Absolutely not.
Right. And make a plan to change.
But you have to have an exit plan. Everybody, you know, I used to call it a plan B, and I still believe everyone needs a plan B. But you need to find your happiness and develop it.
And you're
going to be a lot of work at first. I mean, look at Chris. He's working, and we're working on building this. I have my own thing going, and I'm working with this. Yes, it's time consuming, but it's built around passion, not around a paycheck.
Right.
Yes, you need a paycheck to pay bills. I get that. I get that.
Yeah. And Helen just says, and we'll close out with this: maintain my own integrity. Yeah, our integrity means a lot, and it does. And you have to stay strong and steadfast in that. Absolutely. So, ladies, as always, thank you for joining me today on Conversation for Humanity. And if you, like I said, want to get to know more, please reach out to Carla, Sandy, Lisa, myself, Patrick, Michael. We would love to have a great and engaging conversation with you and everything. And I walk my own talk, and I love this conversation. Thank you so much. Helen, we appreciate you. We greatly appreciate you joining us today. So we'll see you tomorrow on Humanity Happy Hour, which is AKA the 19th hole. You know how that goes.
Yes. Take care.
So what's going to probably be on tap?
I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to go play golf and think about it.
Oh, there you go. Already on the 19th hole already. There you go. All right. Thank you, ladies. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.